evening, everyone, and welcome to TerrorCrave. We are your hosts, Lee and Jason. Jason, what's up, buddy?
Drismal out there right now. Is that a word? Dismal? I think I mix it up. Drizzy and dismal. I don't know.
Or Drizzy or Dreary. I thought it might have been going with Dreary and what'd you say? What was the other word you just said?
Drismal. It's my own word. I'm sorry, I'm from Culpeper.
Oh, dismal and dreary.
Yeah, both of them.
Were you combining those?
Yeah, I didn't mess it up. I'm actually getting that copywritten. It's going to go on
I think
T-shirts.
you should, man. I think you should. I mean, it's the perfect time of year that where the dreary and dismal come together and form a perfect collaboration.
Yeah.
Of what? Spookiness? Do dismal and dreary create spookiness?
It's October. We're only a couple of weeks from Halloween.
It is. Yeah, buddy.
We do have breaking news.
You do.
And yeah. Well, CT Haunts is recording their Halloween special next weekend.
Oh, yes, we do. That is exciting news.
Yeah, should be a good one.
Are you going to tell us anything about it, or are we just going to be surprised? I mean,
Scary.
When I say us, I speak to the audience because I might be slightly aware. Spoiler alert of what it might be.
I don't know. Should we give them a hint?
I don't think so. I think we should just come on and surprise them. I mean, you said it's scariness, spookiness.
Yeah. Demons.
Scariness,
Okay.
spookiness, demons. I think that actually sums it up.
Yeah. Being filmed in an actual haunted house is even better. Maybe not for the actors, but for me.
And also, this might be you guys are hearing this for the first time. I think I'm hearing this for the first time too.
Yeah, maybe a ghost
as far as the scariness and where it was going to be filmed, or I'm sorry, not the scariness, the hauntedness. Look,
well, it's nothing like filming a horror movie in a actually haunted location.
It's true.
Adds to it. The actors really get out there, screams a little bit louder, and the jump scares. Yeah, I think it'll be good.
I think so too.
Yeah. So, hey, have you had a chance to watch any of the new movies that came out yet?
Yeah, actually, I have seen quite a few of these spooky Halloween type films over the past few weeks, man. A lot of good stuff to talk about. So I'm ready to jump in whenever you are. But of course, I guess first and foremost, Halloween Kills. Is that where you're going with this?
Yeah. No, that's fine. We can start with that one.
What did you think?
It was okay. It was okay. I mean, I liked the storyline, but it didn't go where I thought it was gonna end up with. I guess you've seen it, right? And I guess I saw it. Spoilers alert for sure. I thought it was gonna be kind of a passing of the torch at first. I can tell you what I was hoping for, and you can see on the shelf behind me or on the T-shirt I'm wearing, Silver Shamrock. I think I talked to you about this. I was really hoping that they were going to mix in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, which didn't really have anything to do with the first two episodes. But I think it could have tied in if they said that the mask that Michael Myers had on was made at Silver Shamrock.
I can see. Yeah, that would have made sense. That would have been an easy tie-in, I think. Easy tie. You're absolutely right. And did I say Halloween Kills or did I say Halloween Ends? I hope I said it right. It's Halloween Ends.
You said Ends. Yeah.
Okay,
ends.
Good. All right, good. So you enjoyed it. I mean, yes, you're right. Okay, that was a perfect opportunity for them to tie it in and give it a little shout out to the fans.
Yeah.
And in a roundabout way, maybe it was because that had to occur. That had to occur to them a little bit, maybe that was happening.
Well, did you get the feeling in Halloween Kills, which was the one before, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get the feeling that he was now actually some kind of immortal or demon at the end of that film? Or did you think that, man, this dude's tough, even though he's 60 or 70 years old? He's tough. He got away.
Okay. I think I've just always thought of Michael as anyway without thinking of that, right? So it's hard for me to split him up like that, right? He's obviously some type of pure evil that's driving him, just like Jason, right? There's something behind them.
Yeah.
So whether you want to admit it or not, I mean, the way they just keep coming back to life, there's obviously some type of supernatural play. So to me,
Yeah,
it was hard to
something
split, and all of a
supernatural.
sudden, you know what I mean? Even though they're not like outwardly saying spirits are jumping and things like that, but to answer your question, I guess I also maybe think of him as more. I think he was just a badass, tough dude. Got up and walked away.
Yeah, I
What
thought
about
that
you?
it. Well, at the end of that one, I thought it was, because he was shot in the other one, stabbed, whatever, and I think this one kind of like showed that he had some kind of supernatural,
Limitations. Oh,
yeah.
supernatural.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, I thought by him being able to, after all those people jumped in and beat him, and Halloween Kills, and he just
yeah.
jumps up and he's like, and starts killing everybody there. Then he disappears. But in this one, we find him. He's old, can barely move around, but I mean, he's still got a little bit of strength. He grabs the kid by the throat. I guess shouldn't say kid, but what do you think? Was he like a high school, like a
No,
senior?
Corey.
Yeah,
Corey was, I think, around 21 or 22 years old,
yeah,
which
yeah.
puts him right about where Lori, not Lori, the
The granddaughter,
granddaughter was, right? In age, because I think she was what, Allison? She was
16,
in high school.
17.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know what I mean? And then 4 years
yeah.
later had passed and
Makes
all of that.
sense.
So maybe she was even a senior. And he
Yeah.
was when we first introduced to him. Let's just get into it. Corey, when we first introduced to him, I guess it's Halloween, a year after Michael Myers had terrorized Haddonfield, come back and got everybody and chased everybody down, gone up to Laurie again. He's babysitting. I thought that was a shocking beginning
Oh,
scene. I
yeah.
really did. I thought the
Yeah.
beginning grabbed me, and I was like, wow. I think I wasn't prepared that it was going to focus so much on Corey being a pseudo Michael Myers. Um, you know what I mean? I don't think I was prepared. But to answer your question, I think he was about 21 or
Yeah.
22 or 23. I'm sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
your train of thought. I'll give
No,
you my
no.
thoughts. Yeah.
No, I agree. And that the beginning where he goes to which was kind of weird that he was going over to babysit anyway. Um
I
it,
took it
it
as that he was like the last resort. They had other babysitters had fallen out or something, and he did their gardening, and they were like, "Hey,
yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Can you can
Which
you can you can you do this? Can you
he
pitch
was
it?"
a kind of awkward kid too, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I was pretty shocked with what happened right at the beginning with the kid.
yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah.
terrible. That was
But that
horrible,
little kid
horrible,
was a
horrible.
jerk too, though,
Yeah, but
man.
he doesn't deserve to fall
No,
down.
I'm
No.
not saying no, don't kick him off the third floor banister or anything.
So I went back and I saw the beginning part again, and it's just interesting to watch these movies and show. I mean, when she looked up at one point the stairs, and they showed us, because I've seen it twice now, the beginning at least twice, and just the foreshadowing of the flight of stairs and somebody
You
falling
you
down
knew
them. You
though
know what I
that
mean?
that had something to do with the film when she looked up the stairs. I was like, dang, oh, first of all, that was beautiful, by the
Yeah,
way, the way
yeah,
those stairs were. But I said that's gonna come to play sometime in this movie.
yeah.
I didn't know it was gonna be that quick.
No, neither did I. But I was just taken aback by how much it focused on Corey. And at one
Yeah.
point, Corey actually went in there and beat down Michael Myers and took his mask from him. And I was like,
Yeah.
"What is this?" You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it just also looked like him being a supernatural entity. Michael talking about, when Corey brought the dude in there, the ex boyfriend, and got him, and they were killing him. I was holding him for Michael to kill. It was
Yep.
like when he was getting stronger,
Yeah, I noticed that. Well, see,
the
that's why I was
more
adding on to the
he,
mythical
yeah,
style thing.
exactly. So I'm saying, yeah, this one definitely, to your point, that definitely played into more of the supernatural pieces of it. You know what I mean, of Michael, because it was like more he stabbed that guy, the more he got stronger, the more he was
Yeah, it was
able to
just like
stand up straight and stuff,
he
and
was
just
taking. Yeah, he was breathing hard and everything, and then it's just like you could almost tell he was starting to calm down more, like Michael Myers would
yeah,
be.
yeah.
So I still wouldn't
Uh,
have messed with him though. I can tell you that
I
he was
know.
still tough.
I will say it was also, I mean, as much as I didn't like the fact that they focused on Corey so much, I found it heartbreaking that this was what was happening to him
Yeah,
because he really wasn't. I did. And Sydney really was like that too. She was like, I hate that this is happening to
it
him
was.
because he
Yeah,
really was a good kid. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. It
And
wasn't
that was
anything
a
wrong.
pure accident, a pure accident. So what do you think it was? Do you think that it was Michael had possessed him in some way? What
I
do you
thought,
think it was?
and that's what I kind of believe, but I think that there's probably like a deeper meaning to it. I think that maybe once he saw Michael Myers and Michael Myers didn't kill him, I think he was almost maybe Michael Myers saw himself in this because wasn't Michael Myers like having flashes? of what this kid did? Didn't he see?
Yes, yeah.
That's
I
what I'm
thought it was
saying.
like he'd seeing exactly what had happened. It was
Okay.
just
Well,
really,
but if he was mythical, then the whole ending of the movie made no sense at all.
well, I mean, maybe he's mythical to a point when he got rid of that body. I
Yeah.
mean, I like how they actually did that to be like,
The
no movie's ever done that. And we've always, at least, throughout the years, I'm sure I've talked to people who've been like, what I would do is I would just have to smash him up, you know what I mean? Or do something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Just make sure that he's gone. And that's what they did,
Yeah, well,
and
they
just
couldn't
made
cut
him
his head off because they had that in the one, whatever that H2O or whatever. Wasn't it
it
that one
was,
where?
but it turns out it wasn't all my, it was
Yeah, I
paramedic.
know. Yeah. Well, I think I like the way that when they killed him, when they slit his throat, and then she held his hand while she cut his wrist to like
Yep, they
let
still
him
have some
bleed
type of
out. That was a
relationship.
cool shot, man. I don't know if I like the way that everything ended and everything. Like it's done, it's no more Michael Myers.
At least for this story. I do believe, I don't think the Halloween movie itself is gone. I mean, they've had a lot of success with this trilogy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yes, maybe it will be put to bed for a while. You know what I mean? But for some reason, I feel like it'll be dusted off at some point down the road.
What would you
And
think if they
the
redid
you know,
the season of the witch,
oh,
Halloween 3?
I'd be down for it. And I think I've said this before. Season of the Witch, I don't really think I've seen maybe once from very beginning to the very end.
Yeah.
I just it was just something about it that as a kid growing up that that movie turned me off for some reason. You know what I mean? I just never did. I always knew that was a good breaking time during AMC Halloween
Yeah.
marathons
Yeah,
when
that's time to
Season of the
get your
Witch would come
snacks
on. I'd be
and
like,
yeah, do
ah.
the chores real quick, whatever, take the trash out. That's a good time for it. But you know what it's about and everything. So and it's a
Oh yeah.
decent story. I
Oh,
liked it.
I'd watch it. I'd watch
Um
it.
I actually for some reason thought that when he put the mask on that he was I mean when the kids put the mask on at the end of the movie, they were going to be possessed. And I was thinking that would be a way to tie it into Michael Myers. Maybe his mask is a different kind. The other ones killed the kids when they put it on, but maybe with the Michael mask,
It
maybe that was
possesses
to make them do what they wanted to do or go crazy.
the the evil
Yeah,
that dwells within.
yeah,
Uh, I don't know, man, but again, I enjoyed it. I guess I did enjoy the movie. I did. I was a little disappointed that the fact that they brought this Corey dude in. I'm not sure what the point of that whole was thing. Just, I guess
yeah.
not
Well,
really
that's what I say.
sure.
If it had
Yeah,
been like handing over the torch or something,
yeah,
because I
yeah.
liked how he was turning that dark, the evil, and I loved how like his eyes looked different when Lori looked at him. You know what I mean?
Oh
And when he
yeah,
was
yeah.
standing out by the bushes and all that,
Exactly,
I
just like
like that,
Michael
man.
did, just like
Yeah,
Michael would be. She knew right away as soon as she talked to him that he was different. Um, but
yeah,
it was also interesting that the daughter, I felt like her story. I mean, I know she was sad and depressed and everything like that. The granddaughter, Allison.
yeah,
I'm not sure. Like she was so pissed off, thought her grandma had killed Corey. I guess maybe she just loved her grandma enough to know that if Michael was coming, she could forgive her. I guess,
yeah.
or maybe when she saw the DJ booth or the radio place, because that was also happening. She saw that on fire, so maybe she
Hey,
realized that this
that
dude
that
was
see that's another
killing.
thing. I thought Season of Witch was going to be tied into it because that tower was if Season of the Witch had a big tower like that
Oh,
that transmitted out the frequency or whatever the video that everybody was going to watch and drive them crazy. So as soon as I saw the tower, I was like, oh man, they're going to tie in Season of the Witch.
ah,
But no, maybe it was
alas,
a nod. I don't know, but
maybe there was maybe could have, but it could have because you realized it, right? And I mean, obviously, other people probably picked up on that too. So I think that was some type of homage or not, or a nod, as you said. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Towards that, I feel like it was all these little things, maybe even the mask thing itself. You
I
know what I
think
mean? So, so you did get your little uh
yeah, it was
shout out
a
to the season of the
yeah,
witch.
it was a nod. It was not. I
Yeah,
like Season of the Witch. I think that people wanted Michael Myers so much back then that they just didn't even care about it. But it is kind of I don't know if you watch like bits and parts of it like we have, you know what the whole thing's about anyway.
right. Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this to your point about people with Michael Myers. Michael Myers is rarely. in this film, in my
Yeah,
opinion. I
yeah.
mean, tell me what you think. I mean, real. I mean, am I
I would have.
overestimating that by saying that, or am I?
Well, I think the whole thing with the, I thought why they were showing so much of Corey, and it was a long movie too, but why they were showing so much of Corey is because it was going to be that torch passed. So, you got to see how he acted as a killer. There was even another mask, the Scarecrow mask, that was involved.
Yeah, that was
And I
pretty
said, "Oh,
creepy.
is that going to be the new mask, or what's going on?" But then when he stole Michael Myers' mask, I said, "Okay, here we go. He's going to be the new Michael Myers." And then there was thoughts going, "Uh-oh, Michael Myers is going to come take his mask back and kill this kid, save
Yeah.
Lori, and then him and Lori will fight, or maybe they'll kiss and make up." I
Yeah.
don't know.
So where does Halloween rank for you, my friend? If you actually, I don't want to put it. I'll use it
This
at
one,
four, not out of the whole thing, but let's say out of the new trilogy, where does it rank?
um, out of the three, it would be the last one for sure. If I had to give it a 1 out of 10, maybe a 5.
Five.
Yeah, just because I wasn't really satisfied with the way they finished it. The very ending was a good. I liked the ending scene, but I would have liked to have seen Michael in more of the movie instead of just
Yes.
like showing up and dying.
Yeah. I mean, they did give him us one little Michael kill with when they were taking the doctor and the nurse.
Yeah,
Uh, and I
yeah,
thought that was a nice little. I think that was a nod too. Actually, I'm glad we talked about that when they stabbed her and she's left him up against the wall like that. I mean, that's exactly how he killed that one. He left that one. Was it a guy
yeah.
or a girl he left up on the wall like that? It was a girl
That
in part one. And like in Halloween, the original Halloween.
that was the in the original, yes, it was a girl, but in the trilogy, in the first one, remember the girls who was babysitting her boyfriend went to go up the stair or fought him or something, and he stabbed him and stuck him to the wall or
So
whatever.
that's what it was then. The boyfriend,
Yeah,
that's what I was talking about then. Okay, so that was, I think that was nice. I think that had to be a nice little callback too, because he
yeah, I
just
think
left her
so.
hanging in the wall too. Oh, at
Yeah.
least I'm going to take it as that. That's what I said last night. I pointed it out to Cindy. I was like, that's an original kill.
Yeah.
Oh, look at there. Yeah, check that out. See,
Well,
I talk like that when I when I point things out in films,
yeah, I was gonna say, what
like a gangster from the 20s. Yeah, see,
yeah, I was gonna say,
check
we
that
just
out there.
went back in
See,
time. We should do a movie like that, the whole movie.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's no gas, there's no space in here. See,
yeah.
nah, yeah.
That would have to be improv. I wouldn't know how to write that at all. What would
Oh
you
my
give it
gosh.
on a 1 to 10?
I'm actually going to give it because I thought it was nice, some good old kills, and he was just ruthless. I mean, ruthless with the Corey, you know what I mean, when he was acting out as Michael Myers. And I guess to an extent that he was supposed to be Michael and who had possessed him at that point. So I'm going to give it more of a 6, give it a
Mm-hmm.
little high, step higher. But the disappointment, just like you, everything you said about not enough Michael in there, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, and replacing with Corey for really no reason. I mean, and
Well,
it's almost like it reminded me, and then they had that moody music as he was riding his
uh,
motorcycle, and it's
yeah,
just, it almost was, took me back to like an old vampire film where these vampires are seducing,
yeah. They got
and I
that.
guess that was evil seducing the girl, Allison, into his whole web of, but it just reminded me of like some type of Fright Night, really. Because I actually went back and I don't know why. I know this sounds so stupid, but I've been watching the original. Well, I haven't finished it, but I went back. Quinn and I watched Fright Night. I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago. I
Oh
think I
yeah,
mentioned it, right? How we watched. So I
yeah.
went back and started watching the original Fright Night, and that whole Chris Sarandon thing that he had going on as the vampire,
Oh
this really
man,
romantic,
with
just
Amy.
seduction of, yeah, and all that. So that reminded me of that last night. It kind of did the music, the moodiness, and this he was riding his motorcycle. I don't know. It
That's
just,
one of the best scenes in a horror movie when they're at that club and he's just like, she sees him and he's walking by and then like that way, and then he'll come back over from this side and he's
yeah.
walking by and yeah, he's totally seducing her. Poor Charlie.
Charlie Brewster. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on Friday night. I don't know if it holds up. I think it does. I think it holds up as a good movie. Anyway, I know I'm jumping the gun there, but yeah, we're
No,
wrapping up Halloween. I think that was good. I think that was
it
good.
was all right. I guess I was just the only
It
part
was
that
not bad.
disappointed. We knew we were waiting for this for like one year. You know what I
Right. Yeah.
mean? Like the new season coming out of a Walking Dead series or Game of Thrones or something. You're expecting this to come out. It's not like somebody redid one of them. You know, it's not a Texas Chainsaw Massacre where they're putting out a new version or something. So this was like the other two built up pretty decent, I think, of this
Yeah.
trilogy, and I don't know, it's kind of a letdown in a way,
I think so too.
but not
I do.
bad, not bad. Just
Um, there's also the problem. You know, any way you look at it, it made 40 some $1 million, $42 million, I think,
yeah,
opening weekend, right? It's already earned more than its budget and it's going to continue on because, right, a few weeks still left before the holiday season. Halloween gets
hmm
here, hits, so people are going to still go check that out. Actually, there's a
yeah.
lot of great movies in theaters, real quick, for horror right now. Anyway, Smile and Halloween. But I say all that to say it made 40 some $1 million, but people were predicting it was going to make $55 million opening weekend. Here's the problem. It also came out on Peacock the
Yeah,
same day.
streaming.
You and I both watched it on Peacock, right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean that's two people right there that probably at one point would have paid money to go see it in the theater. Maybe, or maybe, you know what I mean?
I,
Maybe gone and seen it in theater. But my point is, it's opened up the old argument now about should people be opening, or studios be opening up movies the same day, or
I,
coming out the same day on streaming as they would in the theaters. I mean, I love it.
I
Obviously,
do
I'm
too.
obviously taking
I do
advantage
too.
of it. I love it. I see the point of some of the filmmakers and stuff like that about how it is hurting, you know, seeing things in the cinema and stuff like that. I know the guy who did Freaky, the director, is one of the guys
Yeah,
who's pretty vocal this weekend and came back out because he thinks that it crushed his movie coming out on HBO Max the same weekend. And I can see that because I was still early in the pandemic. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Anyway,
Every
I was just talking
musical
about that.
artist every musical artist is sitting around right now saying, "Welcome to my world." You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Because how many
yeah,
people go to concerts? Not like when we were growing up, it was
right.
something to go to a concert, and now it's just like, or go buy the record. I mean, when was the last time you bought a CD or a record or anything? Everybody uses streaming platforms
Yeah,
for their
yeah.
music.
No, you're right. You're right. And I'm not. I mean, it was just enough. I'm just opening that discussion.
Are
I
you
just thought I
turning
would
into
talk about
Lars Ulrich over
it.
there? Are you Metallica's drummer?
Nay, nay,
No,
no, sir, no.
anti Napster.
No, no, I love it. I love it. Again, I love the fact that we have the ability to see it. We both watched it in the comfort of
Yeah.
our own homes. I enjoyed it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I
Or
do like that they give the option. You can do
yeah,
either one because some
yeah,
movies you want to see in a theater. Like I might have wanted to see this one in the theater. I'm glad I didn't. I would have probably been mad if I went, like took my time to go to the theater and paid like money because you're going to go to a theater and now all of them serve food, so it's not just the expensive ticket and popcorn. You got to get the
yeah.
pizza, the wings, whatever. God help you if they sell the beer too, which most of them do. So
Yeah, there you go. So, we talked about a lot of the stuff in the theater. I actually went to the theater recently. I saw Smile. Uh, uh, took my son. He wanted to go see it. I will say that we saw it on a Sunday, though, where it was really kind of just a few people in the theater. I wish that I had seen it in the theater. I'm glad that I
before
saw it in
or
the theater.
after church?
Uh,
Did you go after church or?
this was after the time of church.
Yeah, okay.
How about that? Is that a good
Okay.
answer?
Yeah,
I
that's a
mean,
good
you see how
answer.
I kind of left it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's the time of church. It was after
Yeah.
that. It was a time
Yeah.
before church starts that I'm
Okay.
aware of. Okay. Um, uh, I wish I'd seen it in a packed theater because it was a fun movie, I think, to see in a packed theater. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And if I'm going to go see a movie in the theater, I would have liked to have been like that. There was people in there. Smile's a good movie, man. It's really creepy. It's one of the better horror films that I've seen in the past few uh, in a while, actually. Had the right amount of creep factor and actually a little bit of not gore, but enough.
Yeah.
A little bit of gore that was pretty good too. That I think some people will enjoy. Obviously yourself,
Yeah.
but no, it was a good movie, really good movie, man. I don't want to spoil too much about it, but it was
Yeah, I
very
haven't
much in the
seen it.
same vein. Yep, it was in the same vein of, I will say this, derivative of It Follows.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Yep. Yep.
So it's kind of like that. You know what I mean? Where it's just kind of
Okay.
almost a contagion. You know how that was? It Follows was that thing. If you know,
Yeah.
hooked up, then the ghost followed you, and that's kind of passed it along. know.
Yeah.
That's what Smile is. Very similar in that type of but well done, well done. And
So,
stars Kevin Bacon's daughter. I was
oh,
very
really?
surprised. Yeah, I didn't realize until now. I might have even seen her in other stuff. I didn't realize, but I didn't know until now that that was his daughter.
Is her
Um,
last name Bacon or is it he's
it
married to
is,
Kara Sedgwick, right? Sedgwick?
yeah, I think it's Bacon. It is
Okay.
Bacon. Yeah, it is indeed. Sosie Bacon. It is. Sosie.
So for me, that I'm thinking about watching it, you went to the theater and paid to see it instead of waiting for video on demand or whatever. So were you glad that you paid to see it?
I am. I am.
Okay.
I am because, like I said, I also went with Quinn, and he really enjoyed it. And
Okay.
it was his first horror movie in a theater like that.
Oh, that's
So, you
cool.
know, and it's just something about a horror movie in a theater. To his point, he was like, just everything is just so much bigger, and that's just.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could have an awesome TV, but you're never gonna have it as
No, there's
huge as that
something.
theater. You
Yeah,
know what I
even a
mean?
bad
As
movie's
huge as that.
decent at a theater.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it was all the ghosts and the imagery and stuff like that. So huge. It was. It was good stuff, man. It was good.
All right, so I had one that it was at the theater, and then they released it like maybe 2 days later on. Well, I got it on Redbox on demand. So, but I bought it, and you could rent it or buy it. Um, if you want to watch it, rent it. That's all I say. Um, I'm talking about the new Jeepers Creepers Reborn. So Reborn, first of all, it doesn't mean that it's 27 years later and that he's reborn. He's coming back out. Reborn is it's um, a different story than the originals. So it's not like 27 years later like the last ones have been.
So it's
It's
not a
actually
continuation
no,
of the
no.
any stories. This is a reboot.
Yeah. So think of if you watched the movie Scream. Remember they had Stab, which
Yeah.
was supposed to be a movie about what happened there. So this is more of those were movies in this universe.
Oh,
They were movies based on this true story, this what's happening in this movie. Like an
okay.
urban legend. This is the urban legend that those movies were made from, the original Jeepers Creepers.
Okay.
Pretty cool storyline, you would think. You would think. Um they have Dee Wallace in it, and who is the other actor? The guy actor. Dang on it, can't think of his name right now. But Dee Wallace is in it. Cujo, she's been in tons of stuff. Elliot's mom at ET.
Was there the guy who played her husband?
Yeah.
His name's Gary Graham.
Okay. You'll know.
He's actually from Alien Nation TV show.
Yeah.
He played the cop, you know, in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's never been like a lead, but he's been in a bunch of movies, but never like the lead character in a bunch of these movies. But they're in it, and I'll just say they must have spent a lot of money on getting those two actors because the rest of them, I mean, they were okay, but I don't. Well, anyway, the CG is not the best. Like there's a house that they end up in, and the it just looks like it's all green screen, like cheaply done green screen.
Hmm.
A lot of it, and some of the creeper himself looks a little bit CG-ish, but do I recommend watching it? Yeah, because it's a Jeepers Creepers movie. Am I telling you you're going to enjoy it? No, I'm not going to tell you that. You make up your own mind. Um, if if you want me to, I'm not going to rate it now because you haven't seen it.
Right.
But I think you should see it because it's a Jeepers Creepers movie, and I do like the way they tried to do the stories. Like this is the urban legend that those movies are based off of, and to me, the best part of the whole movie was the beginning with Dee Wallace. And I'm
Okay.
not going to say too much about that, but that was probably my at first confusing of what was happening, but then you learn what's happening. But that was my favorite part, just seeing her and the other actor you just mentioned from Alien Nation. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. I was
Nice.
really hoping it was going to go better than that, but I'm going to leave that for you to decide.
There you go.
Rent it, don't buy it.
Rent it, don't buy it. All right.
Yeah.
I think we know where that falls at, everybody.
Did
Yeah.
you see Hellraiser, the new one that
I
came out
I
on Hulu?
didn't. I did not. And you know, it's occurred to me. I don't think you and I, and if we have listeners tell me, you know, but I don't think we've spent a lot of time ever talking about Hellraiser movies, have
We
we?
mention it when we talk about like the horror icons, he's on the list, but he's not. He's
Right. Yeah.
probably everybody knows who Pinhead is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I,
and I
I,
think everybody knows Hellraiser and has probably seen a part of a movie. But
I
I tried to watch this one like 3 times.
yeah, and I don't think I will watch this one. I actually have not even seen all the other horror icons out there. I've seen every movie they've
Hmm.
done. You know what I mean?
The whole
Um,
series of them.
yeah, you know what I mean. For the most part, I really have. I think so. Um, except I take that back. There is Leatherface that's still standing out there that I have not seen. Texas Chainsaw Massacre that had Stephen Dorff in it. So it was a prequel when they were in the insane asylum or something like that. Anyway, I'm more
Yeah,
of
yeah,
a segue. I've not
yeah.
watched that. Hellraiser, I've only seen through part three. Maybe I saw one of part four at one point, but that's it. And there's a slew of others that are out there.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
know it was that many out there. I watched the first one. I think I watched the first three of them, but they didn't. I don't know. I like the Friday the 13th, the Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, stuff like that. They were
right,
good, but this one just it was okay. I mean, you kind of watched the second one and third one because you watched the first one.
right, yeah. And the second one was, I mean, whew,
I was gonna say,
oh, there was
I'm
some
surprised you
crazy
watched
imagery.
those.
There
You
was
didn't like
I
the.
No, no, I don't. That's why I really don't think I'll be revisiting this the new one that came out. And I think that's one series I sit out on.
Um, it just wasn't my thing. If you're a Hellraiser fan, you might like it. I don't dislike it because they have a lady playing. It's that's not the reason at all. I'm not a fan of Hellraiser.
Interesting you brought that up though to defend yourself from it when no one here has accused you.
Is that what it? No, because
No,
a
I'm
lot of
joking.
people were.
I'm
That's
joking.
messed
Yes.
up.
No, there. No, no. I had to joke you, but no, you're right. There are some crazy people out there that are up in arms about something that makes no sense about being
I
so
thought it
smart.
was fine, and if the books or
You
whatever, you can't. The Pinhead was more feminine anyway,
right?
the appearance or whatever, so it kind of made sense, whatever. But just wasn't my. I don't know. I'm not into Hellraiser.
I
What
got
do
you,
I have
man.
him? He's somewhere up there.
Uh oh. So you never even finished it. So yeah, I get it. I get it.
Hmm. I
Hmm.
don't know what happened,
Well,
man. I know it starts with a crazy sex scene, and I was like, "Oh, it is Hellraiser." Like starts right off with one.
oh, okay. And then you were like, oh, this might be great. And then it just
Yeah,
turned into what Hellraiser is. And you're like, nope, never mind.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, Speaking of horror icons and all of that stuff, Chucky is back. The series has started. I've seen the first. I must admit, I've not seen part two or episode two yet. Episode one, I it's great. I enjoyed it. It's just such a crazy show. I was shocked that they killed the boy. I really was.
yeah.
The little brother, step brother or whatever, foster kid that was there. I just was. I was just really taken aback by that. I didn't see that coming at all. Um,
No, I didn't either.
I actually thought maybe the blonde, was going to get killed, the girl or something. I didn't know, but I just didn't see the little boy die.
No, and he died. It was a pretty horrific death.
Yeah,
I have watched the second episode, and it's a great series, man. I'm so glad that they gave it another season.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's good.
you know, I look forward to it. Like I said, I'm a little behind. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch it before we recorded. But episode one is off to a great start. I like that they're taking it back to at first when they were like, oh, they're on the bus and they were making a reference. They were pulling up to the school. They knew the school. I was thinking, oh my gosh, was this the military school that Andy
That
went to?
that's
That's
what
what
I
I thought
thought.
at first. But I guess it was where Charles Lee Ray was the school that they flashed back to and showed us,
Yeah,
in season one,
yeah.
where he
I
was
love
being
the way that
raised.
that show comes on too. It's a good series, man. Good series.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think while we're on series, I have to give Daryl some redemption in Walking Dead. So this season, I'm actually liking Daryl. Like he's starting to kind of grow on me in this season. He's really
Okay.
turned into a badass, man. I like him.
Are you probably 4 episodes in to the new season already? I'm only 3 episodes in, and I'm sure I can just talk about it openly because if you're either with me or you're ahead of me, so I'm not going to spoil anything.
Yeah.
I am where Lance is his name Lance?
Yep.
That's Lance Hornsby. Yeah, that's in the jail cell. She just brought her son,
Uh-huh.
Pamela, just brought her son in there to him and
Yep.
said, "Feed him,
Yeah.
feed him."
Yeah.
That's where I am. That's the episode I'm
Okay.
at.
I'm one ahead of you. The one that actually came out AMC Plus today,
Okay, gotcha.
which is next week's AMC. It's so confusing. There we talk about this every time. It's like, well,
Right. So,
which week are we on?
yeah. So, what did you? What? So I gotta see episode 4 where stuff really goes down. But yeah, I'm enjoying the season. I think it's only 8 episodes. Just supposed to be. So you're 50% through. Really, I mean,
Oh
is it?
man.
You really are 50% through till it's done.
Yeah.
I think there was crazy, interesting things that are happening that are leading us to the future of these new shows. The fact that they had a walker that was climbing
Yeah.
and opening doors, I thought
I like that, man.
that was really crazy and interesting. I mean, that was wild. That just goes back to the flashing back to the one that was moving fast. I mean, these are going to be some new developments, man, to make these new shows interesting. Did you
Well,
think it was a whisperer at first, or did you think it was? What did you
uh
think?
no, I thought it was one of the newer ones that they had mentioned from the other show or the end of last season, whenever that was. The more intelligent, I guess.
The world
Um,
beyond.
yeah, I kind of thought it was one of them because I I thought they had to start bringing them in a little bit, starting to mention them. I didn't like how like Aaron was like, I've heard about these before. Walker, you know what I mean? I was like, oh no, you haven't. You've never said anything about them. You didn't even bring
That's
it up
true.
like when you saw whispers or anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
If he knew that, then as soon as he saw whispers, oh yeah, I've heard of this kind. Sometimes they know when it's trouble, so they turn and walk away. Whatever it was, man. But he didn't know about that.
Exactly. No, I think that's funny too that we'd never heard about that before. Aaron's like, I've heard it. Yeah, you're absolutely
But
correct.
nothing against Aaron. I like his character, but
Yeah, yeah.
this episode that I watched, I'll give a little bit of a spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler.
I can't believe you're about to do
And a
it.
look, it's just concentrated mainly on a lot on Daryl and Carol. I'll say
Gotcha.
that. So, which actually makes me like the idea that they may have their own show.
Right.
If they survive this episode, I can't tell you.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
think I
Well,
think we already know who's going to live at the end of the season. So
yes, exactly. And they have, like we talked about before numerous times, the fact that we have these spin-offs. Unless that would be such a crazy fake out.
oh my
You
God, can
know
you
what I
imagine?
mean? It'd be
They
like
kill
if
Negan
as
and
the audience,
Maggie.
I know it'd be like it was never a show.
Like,
Or
haha.
or at least one of them, you know what I mean? To be like, oh, I thought, sorry, that would be, I would have to give them props for that.
Hey,
That would be so
it
awesome.
could be a series with Negan and Maggie, but Maggie's a walker, and he just like walks her around because little Herschel wants to keep his mom around or something. No, I don't think they would. That wouldn't be a whole series. That might be an
No,
episode.
no, exactly,
No,
exactly.
it's good this season though. It's doing really good.
Well, cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
I'm
you
enjoying it.
did you watch all of Dahmer? Have you watched any of Dahmer?
I have not seen any of Dahmer.
Okay.
No, I know it's great. Obviously terrible about what's happening. I think we talked about that last time.
It's not
About
going to be your cup of tea though, because I know what kind of films that you like and don't like, and like as far as on the gore factor.
right.
And because I think we were talking about, you were saying how it's uneasy for you to watch the Chucky series now because they've got her legs and arms.
Yes, and I think that's just terrible. It's going to be. I was so
Yeah.
happy that I was able to get through episode 1 without any mention because I've been dreading having to watch that because that's
Yeah.
going to be horrible. I mean, it's just terrible what happened.
Well, forewarning, there's a little bit of that in the Dahmer series.
Oh, stop! Wow,
No.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's terrible. That is terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I do want to watch though. There's so much good stuff coming out now, right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the whatchamacallit is out. The Midnight Club.
Oh yeah, I've been watching that.
Midnight Club is out. I want to watch that. I want to watch The Watcher that just dropped. That looks really good. I think we're probably going to check that one out first.
You told
Uh,
me about that, and I finally watched. I haven't watched any of the episodes, but I watched the preview. Man, just the previews are crazy looking on that. I knew the story from, you know what I mean, from a few years ago whenever that story came out, and this is based on a true story, but I don't know
Yeah,
how true it is to that story, but it looks good, man. It
yeah,
looks really good.
yeah. So I'm definitely going to watch that. That's come out. Dahmer, as you brought up, has been the number one show on Netflix for the past few weeks. The Watcher came out and knocked it down, and it is now the number one show. It's Ryan Murphy, both shows by Ryan Murphy, man. He's taken that American Horror
Oh yeah,
Story.
man.
Started with that and ran that for 10 years now, and then doing other crazy horror things. The Midnight Club, again, I want to check that out. That's by Mike Flanagan, who's done some. Also, he did Midnight Mass
Do you
last
remember
year,
the
which
Midnight
was
Club that
great.
used to come on? Like a Nickelodeon show or something like that. It was a series at one time. I don't know if it was like a R.L. Stein thing
I do not remember that.
or maybe it was an older series in their read. I don't know. I remember.
Well, I think isn't this based on a book? Maybe.
Yeah, well, maybe that's
Um,
what it is. Though it's
you
based on a
know,
book.
like he did. I mean, but yeah, I like Flanagan. He's become a huge horror guy. Like Haunting a Hill House, Midnight
Yeah,
Mass last year, um, and now this. All good stuff. Lots of great things to be watching, man.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
really good times. I know we're gonna wrap up here because we've been running for a bit, but I also wanted to bring up. We talked about Beast, or I think we both saw Beast.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was great.
that was really good thriller. I enjoyed it. It
And
was pretty intense. I have to say though, and at the very end when he started to like try to fight this lion, you
I
know,
know.
man oh lion that that it was crazy to me that he did that. But at least he was getting thrown around and stuff like that. It wasn't like he was
Oh
hanging
no,
in there.
I'm glad he wasn't like throwing punches and stuff in
Yeah.
you know what I mean? No, I think it reminded me a little bit of the Revenant at points, where he's fighting the bear in the
There.
Revenant. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of the same thing, but it was a smart. There was a couple of things that didn't make sense, but I liked the movie overall, and I liked how he took the lions back over to where that other pride was, and the other pride.
Yes.
I was sitting there like, man, are y'all going to help him or what? You just gonna wait and like I knew they were gonna come down and kill the lion, but I was like, hurry up. He's not gonna
Yeah.
live very long. That was a big
No.
damn lion too, man.
It really was. No, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was a fun, thrillery
Yeah,
film. That line was crazy.
yeah.
Beast, no pun
And the
intended. But
the
yeah,
kids, man. Sometimes the kids were just like, I was like, just open the door and tell her to go. Tell her to go. Oh, well, walk home then. Whatever.
yep.
Netflix had their new like family movie that came out. I actually watched that last night, The Curse of Bridge Hollow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Marlon Wayans, and it's good. You should definitely watch it.
Oh, we are going to for sure. Serena actually watched. She had a friend over last night. Uh, Quinn was out at homecoming, which is crazy in itself.
I
Uh,
know. That's what
yeah,
I thought.
he was out at homecoming. Serena had a friend over, so she was watching that movie. So Cindy and I that's where we had the opportunity to watch Halloween Ends. So that's
Yeah.
how we got that in. But we are going to go back and watch that as a family. We are looking forward to it. Serena's really good. So we're all going to check it out.
Yeah, it's not
So
bad.
you liked it?
Yeah,
Does it?
yeah,
It's earned a
it's
place into your Halloween rotation for the
yeah, I
family.
would watch it each Halloween. Yeah. I'd put it up above the Monsters for
Oh
sure.
wow, okay.
So
Did Ethan see it? He liked it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It's a good movie. He liked that better than you be Halloween.
Ah, Serena said the same thing.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she
It's
liked it
good.
better too.
It's definitely one to throw on there. Which by the way, on the Halloween thing, I by myself I watched Double Double Toil and Trouble, the Olsen twins because my kids watched it so much when they were young. The twins did. So I saw that it was on one of the streaming things. I was like, oh, I'll put this on because my kid had a bunch of his football players over, and
Yeah.
I was trying to find something to watch, but one of them was too scared to watch stuff, and we watched some good BT Haunts Productions
Oh
Halloween specials,
yes. Did they
and
enjoy him?
yeah, they enjoyed those, but like when I went to watch anything else, I was like, "How about Poltergeist?" And they're like, "Oh no, it's too scary." I was like, "What?"
Let me tell you a quick story about Poltergeist. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but before I forget it, Poltergeist. So I don't think I've ever seen. I don't think can't recall ever seeing the scene in Poltergeist. where the man's face starts to fall off. I'm just not into that. You know what I mean? Where
Wait a
he's
minute.
looking.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about the guy, the paranormal
Yes,
guy?
the
You,
famous one when he's looking at his face and the chunks of meat start to fall. I've seen Poltergeist, but that's one scene that I've pretty much. If I saw it once, I never saw it again after that. You know that scene in particular. I just not. I'd make sure I wasn't in the vicinity for that scene. I say all that to say 2 weeks ago, or a little over a week ago, I guess I had it on the TV on maybe it was on 731, or AMC or Sci-Fi Channel, right? Because I was looking for some type of Halloween films or just to have one in the background. I kind of put it
yeah,
on
yeah.
those to have in. So something happened where it flipped from our streaming to the cable, and Serena and I were kind of in the room, and it's flipped right at that scene where it was on. And I haven't seen it. I've never seen that scene, but both of us happened to be like right there. And it was like, it was perfect timing, I guess. And all the trucks had just fallen off. And so he was like, ah, you know what I mean, or whatever. And Serena and I were like, oh, because she can't see, she hates stuff like that. And for her to see that too, it was just crazy. But now I say all that to say, it was so crazy to see that the special effects now. You know what I mean? Now it straight up looks like a puppet.
Yeah.
You know what
Oh
I
yeah, you
mean?
can
A
see.
puppeteer or
Yeah.
whatever it might have been. You know what I mean? That he was doing that. Even though I saw it a hot second, I only saw it for about a hot second. I could just see the puppetry or whatever it
Did
was
you have you
in
ever
that
seen
part.
like the making of that? It was like like a mannequin thing with the fake flesh on it, and the actor was standing behind it with his hands, and he was reaching up, and that's why it was like it never looked like he was like picking at a certain spot when he started
Right.
peeling his face. So let me ask you though. So what was that? That was 1982. That movie came out.
No, I think that was 1985 because that is the whole one of the
Oh,
films for the PG-13.
PG-13. Yep.
Yeah.
So it came out same year as like wait a minute. So
Oh no, Poltergeist came out in 1982.
okay,
You're
I was gonna
absolutely
say
right.
because all right.
So
So
1980, I guess. So was that when? That's when PG-13 came out. I thought it was
that's
1985 for
when
some reason, but it was 1982 when the PG-13
yeah,
version.
you're thinking Back
Okay,
to the Future,
yeah,
1985.
yeah, I
So
guess.
okay, well 40 years later, did it bother you to watch that? Was it what you thought it was? Was it as
I
scary or as bad?
No, because I can see the puppetry there. You know
Uh,
what I mean? I didn't see it actually happening. I saw the whole, like, I guess the last chunk of just, it was just a quick hot second because I was like, oh, Speedo was like, whoa. So I had to quickly try to get it off of there, just, you know what I mean? But it was just so funny that through all
oh,
these years, I have avoided that. And it just literally somehow popped on to that scene right as it was happening. Anyway,
I think.
you
Well,
brought up
to
you brought up
me,
Poltergeist.
that means that the Halloween gods were shining on me
Uh,
and not you that day because I think that's great that you turned it right. I wish you would be like going through your channels one night and Exorcist is coming on and your remote doesn't work
oh
anymore.
my God, if that happens,
So,
Lordy, 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 that
yeah,
would be terrible times, my friend.
yeah,
Well, dude, I think we have said it all, man.
yeah.
I think we have covered a lot. We Halloween, lots of great stuff. Like I said, there's a smorgasbord of stuff. I'm going to try to check out between now and the next show, The Watcher, so we can talk about that. I'm really looking forward to that. Midnight Mass. I think it's try to check that out. So much good, so many good things. Where are you liking Midnight Mass right now?
You well, not Midnight Mass, the
Oh,
Midnight Club,
Midnight Club.
Midnight Club.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I'm really enjoying it, and by the time I get this time of year, there's so many good movies that are out. Ones that are new, but old ones too that they're putting back out. You know, kind of come around this time of year, like Halloween stuff, all their movies and everything. But I don't even have time to binge that show because I'm watching other movies, and I'll say, okay, I
Yeah.
got about an hour before I have to go to bed, so I'll watch an episode of Midnight Club. Yeah, I'm digging it. I think it's good, man. And
All
there's a
right.
bunch of other ones. I just don't have time to watch all of them right now.
No, dude, it's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard to get it all in, my friend. Hard to get it all in.
best time of the year.
Yes, it is. It is indeed, man. It is indeed. Well, cool, buddy. Well, listen, guys, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to wrap up this episode. We definitely appreciate you all being here. As always, let us know your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, uh, share, let your friends know about it. We love to be able to also comment, let us know what you think about the show. Well,
Yeah.
we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Or let us know about one of those new series that just came out and we'll check it out.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We can find the time.
Yeah. Yeah,
And as
exactly.
Jason said at the very beginning, please be on the lookout. We do have a new film coming out, new recording coming out for you guys here in the next few weeks. You want to tell them the
Hmm.
title of it?
Before Halloween is when it'll be out. I can't say which. I'm not going to
Oh,
set
you
an
want to share the
exact date.
title? Okay. No, I
Oh
said you
yeah,
want to share the
yeah,
title.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. You remember which one are we doing? No, it's ominous.
Ominous, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, oh, what are we doing? Maybe I know, right? But yes, be on the lookout for that, guys. We're excited to share it with you. I think this is going to be good.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, cool, Jason, my friend. Listen, it's been a pleasure. Catch up with you later on, my friend. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Guys, thanks again, and we'll talk to you later.
See you, Lee.
Peace.